The ultimate Overwatch Iceberg explained. Hopefully this video isn't too long, but without further ado, let's hop on. Sorry, I just want to mention this again before we start. I have had to record this audio 3 separate times because it hasn't properly saved or it's corrupted, so a like would really help out. However, let's continue. Old Overwatch is nothing compared to what it is today, and for veteran players that's obvious. However, back in 2016, Overwatch was a lot more chaotic, especially Mercy. Mercy used to have a different ultimate, allowing her to pull off an instant res on all dead nearby friendly players. So the second you seen that ×5 above your head, you just clicked it and the whole team was back. What arguably made this even worse was back then everyone on the team could play Mercy, and if you all had your ult, well, let's just say the teamfight became 6 times harder. Now, as an OG player, thinking back to the old Archives event brings me back so much nostalgia, with some awesome animations, fun gameplay and lore. Yes, lots and lots of lore. These missions would take place on one of 3 maps respectively, as they came out over the years. First being King's Row with the Omnic invasion, which gave us a look into one of Tracer's first missions after recovering from being lost in time. The whole design of the first game mode was to stop the Omnic uprising, making you really feel like a hero, and what you were doing was really important. Then a few years later, releasing another story mission on Rialto, which this mission directly feeds into Vendetta's lore. It fits in really well, by the way, as it shows her father getting a chest full of lead at the beginning of the animation. This game mode had you focus on smashing your way out of a full-blown national lockdown and really made you feel like it was a life or death moment. Then onto our last one, being on Havana. This gave us an insight into Sojourn, and it got us to meet a very ominous character being Maximilian. Please Overwatch, give us Maximilian as a hero. Anyways, it was giving us a more look at side into Doomfist's lore and a sneak preview to Ramatra. Now, heading back in time for a second, there was a Tracer emote that was stirring up a lot of controversy with her bum being shown off in a sexual tone. Well, considering this game caters to gooners nowadays, it's quite sad. Please Overwatch, stop it with Juno's feet. Now jumping forward a few years to Overwatch 2's release, and oh boy, there's a lot to discuss, and sorry PvE fans, your section will have to wait your turn on this Iceberg list. Now, where was I? Oh yeah. Overwatch 2 on launch was a nightmare that still haunts some players to this day, and that being the massive DDoS attacks that happened on the day Overwatch 2 launched, making it almost impossible to log in. Personally, it was about a day and a half before I managed to get on, but honestly, it ruined what was meant to be the first day on Overwatch 2. However, what people were more shocked to see was shop skins being sold at a stupidly high amount. I mean, today shop skins are still really expensive, however, these were a joke, and for the next few weeks, the community was in full-blown outrage until Blizzard finally gave in and reduced the shop prices. Now I want to talk about a nothing issue that was ruined in the game. Now Overwatch launched back in 2016 with loot boxes that a lot of people said made kids want to gamble. However, I want to refute this. Loot boxes were always free, unless of course buying them from a shop. But you could still collect them even just by playing the game. Every single level gave you one free loot box or a seasonal box. And if it was during it would give you a seasonal box if it was during that event. And it would roughly take you between 20 and 30 minutes of gameplay to get these boxes, making them easy and rewarding for playing. Then on Overwatch 2 launch, to make China happy, they had to remove them for good, which sucked a lot of progression out of the game. No longer did you have player levels or anything to progress for that fact. But as we all know, loot boxes came back and honestly deserve to stay in this game, and with the revamped level/progression improvements, it makes the game feel a whole lot better. But please Blizzard, let us get loot boxes for leveling up not every 25 hero levels or so. Anyways, let's rewind back to 2018, and what a year for Overwatch. A whole 2 years out the gate, and one of the best things to happen in esports history is of course the Overwatch League. And what a time to watch it. With the best of the best competing it out to see who'd be crowned the best of the best, with players like Jonak or Carpe. What wasn't to love? Seeing your favourite team or country's team fight it out with amazing commentating and amazing crowd. What wasn't there to love? Now, I just want to take this side tangent and put it onto Overwatch PvE and why some OG players are still upset about it. Newer players may not understand it as much, but the whole point of Overwatch 2 was for PvE. It was going to be this huge elevated gaming experience where you could have tons of lore and missions and animations, and it was hyped up for years and years, and it sadly got put away. Now, I didn't want to make this section too long, just simply because it is a bit of a touchy subject in the community when PvE got cancelled, but for all intents and purposes, what we have in the game right now is still amazing. Anyways, back to it. We had some awesome Overwatch League skins come out over the years and even still get made today for the OWCS. 2018 will always hold a special place in my heart, as it was when I really got into esports, and if you're wondering, I was a Philadelphia Fusions fan. But I want to talk about some facts that new players may not know about, so let's give some out. Back in 2016, Ana and Sombra weren't fully released yet, so technically they were some of the first DLC heroes in the game. However, since they were already made and in the lineup for getting released, they aren't really classed as DLC heroes by the player base. Another fun fact was that Symmetra used to be in the support category, even though she didn't support and her kit was entirely different. Her beam attack used to lock onto players, similar to how Moira's works today, and she had 6 turrets, but it was her ultimate that was completely different, and that being either a teleporter or a shield generator that would supply shields to all allies, which could be extra annoying if it was hidden, or her teleporter could be annoying since if you were evil you could set it up so people could fall to their deaths. Overwatch has been out for over 9 years nearly, a whole decade on this game, and playing it with this awesome community has been amazing. If anyone would like me to do a part 2 or have any other video suggestions, please comment down below with any thoughts or ideas. And make sure to like and sub and check me out over on Twitch, link in the description if you have time to, and I'll see you all in the next video.